England 4, Croatia 2. This is your full-time match reaction from the FIFA World Cup this year in 2026, where England have got off to a fantastic start, winning their opening game of the FIFA World Cup in Group L with a 4-2 win over Croatia in the United States on this Wednesday night, where it might not have been the most comfortable and probably not the most, easy game to live through, but England have got off to a winning start. We've beat Croatia 4-2. It puts us top of our group. And I think a lot of us have probably learned quite a lot from that England performance and from that England team. It's never easy to sit through and watch an England team. And we always make it look very hard for ourselves at times, especially with the goals that we let in tonight. But I think the second half, we really stepped it up. I think England were a lot better. And I think Croatia were so nervous that they were just letting England attack them. Croatia could not cope. And I think Thomas Tuchel had the absolute right, giving his England players an absolute bollocking at half-time, because we were 2-1 up inside the first half with 5 seconds to go before the first half had a half-time whistle ended, and we were 2-1 up with 5 seconds to go before that half-time whistle went, and we conceded such a shit goal for Croatia to make it 2-2. But second half, we massively stepped up. England were a lot better. We went absolutely full guns blazing on Croatia. Obviously, the goal from Jude Bellingham and obviously the goal from Marcus Rashford as well gives England a 4-2 win. It gets us off to a winning start in this World Cup. It puts us top of our group. And obviously, 3 points is 3 points. But I think Thomas Tuchel, the England fans, and the England supporters have learnt a lot from that squad tonight and a lot from that performance. England do need to be better. We need to stop conceding the goals that we are making defensively poor for these teams to attack us. We need to be going full guns blazing against the opposition that we have got in our group. No disrespect to Ghana, no disrespect to Panama. England should be beating those teams on paper. But again, England always make it look harder for themselves. But we've got the win. We've got the 3 points. We're top of Group L. And we've got off to a winning start in this World Cup. And I think Thomas Tuchel has got to have a hard, long look at that England squad. Because I think that England squad desperately needs to be a lot better. We need to stop conceding the goals that we are letting in. And I think England can be a force to be reckoned with. I think England can be a team to be feared going into the latter stages of this World Cup. And I think in the second half, we were a lot better. The second half, we were so much better. I don't think the first half was pretty. Obviously, England let in 2 goals defensively, and that was very poor from us at the 2 goals that we did let in. And please drop me a follow, tap the screen, would really appreciate it. We have learnt a lot from that team. We've learnt a lot from that squad, and we've learnt a lot from that performance, that England have still got some work to do. And I think Thomas Tuchel has got to look at that team, and he's got to look at that team very quickly. Because we may have a good midfield, and we may have an okay attack, but that defence really needs to be looked at. That defence does not look comfortable. Obviously, you've got the experience of John Stones in there, and then you've probably got, Konza in there with him as well. But that did not look comfortable for either of those centre-backs for today. Forget how good Bellingham was. Yeah, Bellingham had a very good performance in the second half. He got us back into lead. He made it 3-2 to England to get us off to a flying start inside that second half. But that defence has seriously has got question marks all over it. Thomas Tuchel needs to look at that England team. It's not just the attack. I think the attack and the defence are the 2 main priorities that need looking at for England's future to be secured in this World Cup. Because if we're going to go with Konza and we're going to go with John Stones, I really fear how badly this team is going to concede goals, because the 2 goals we did concede was very poor. You have to admit it from an England perspective. The 2 goals we let in tonight were really poor. Konza and John Stones did not look comfortable, and that set alarm bells ringing for the England fans and supporters in that stadium tonight. Even the fans back at home in the UK, across the world, across the globe. We need a better defence. We desperately need a better defence. We need to start Guehi and John Stones together. I think Thomas Tuchel has got to make that change, and he's got to make it very quickly. Because both the goals we let in tonight are on the defence. both those goals tonight are on the defence. We gave the ball away from the midfield, and we basically paid for that. We basically paid for that. And the 2 goals that Croatia scored, you can't really take anything away from that, because we did play poor defensively. If we wouldn't have gave the ball away, the first goal was literally due to John Stones going to ground. Exactly. England looks shite, says, have you ever been to a football game, says Harry. Jason says, up the Villa. Guehi was just carrying a little injury. That's why he didn't start. But we can't use injuries as an excuse. We can't hear excuses of, well, these players haven't played a lot of football together. That isn't any excuse. These England players should know exactly what everybody's game is about. Every player knows what every player can bring to this squad. And basically, we've got a good attack. We've got a fantastic attack. But I don't think Anthony Gordon had a good game. I wouldn't even say Madueke had a good game either. There was a lot of people praising Madueke at half-time. And to be fair, in the first half, he did do really well. He really got at that Croatia back four and that Croatia team. He really created problems on that right-hand flank, and basically did give us the first goal by going down in the penalty area from the Luka Modric foul. So obviously in that state of time, he did do really well to win that penalty and get England in front. Obviously, the penalty had to be retaken because obviously you had Croatia players inside Harry Kane's opportunity to get England in front. And obviously the goalkeeper jumped off his line very easily as well. So obviously the penalty gets retaken. Harry Kane converts on the spot. Fair play to Madueke for getting us that moment to get us in front. Obviously, the first goal we let in, again, is down to the midfield giving the ball away. Obviously, Elliot Anderson was at fault there for giving that ball away. And obviously, when you've got Konza, you've got Reece James, and you've also got Declan Rice, all 3 players are in front of that Croatia shot. All 3 of those players are in front of Croatia's first goal. And I can't believe Declan Rice turns away from the ball. I can't believe a good player like Declan Rice turns his body away from the ball. And then you've got Konza and Reece James basically just standing there like statues. I don't understand why none of those 3 put their bodies on the line to block that shot. You need to be blocking those shots. You can't just be letting Croatia have a free shot on goal. And again, if we wouldn't have given the ball away from the midfield to the defence, Croatia probably don't have that attack and probably do not score that goal. So again, the midfield connection does need to be a little bit better. We need to be playing the ball a little bit more simpler and need to stop taking risks when we don't have the ball. We were kind of bad at defence, not going to lie. Croatia team did well. It's coming home, says JL. Corrections from the country with 1 line NL. Yeah. We were kind of bad at defence. We were absolutely bad at defence. Please drop a follow, tap the screen, would really appreciate it. I don't have any issues with that midfield. You've got Declan Rice in there, you've got Jude Bellingham in there, and you have got Elliot Anderson. I don't have any problems with that midfield. I don't have any issues with the midfield. It's just the attack and the defence I think need working. If we continue to go with John Stones and we continue to start Konza, then England are going to create their own downfall. I think Thomas Tuchel had the absolute right to go in on them at halftime. You could tell when they were interviewing the England assistant manager that you could tell something happened inside that dressing room. You could tell that there was a different England team going out for that second half, and we started at a blistering pace. Fair play for Jude Bellingham for running with the ball the way he did to attack that Croatia box, and fair play for him to convert in the chance as well. Because if we don't carry that run, if we don't carry that momentum inside the Croatia box, we probably don't score that goal, and we're still trying to search for a third goal. Love it when a lad who's never kicked a ball analyses the game, says that right, Daniel. I mean, not being disrespectful, mate. I've played football at a very high level, and I think I know what I'm talking about, to be fair, mate. So I respect your opinion. I respect your view. But at the end of the day, I've played football at a very high level, and unfortunately for you, I analyse the game completely different to what a lot of people do. And if you don't like me analysing the game in the way I see it, then that's not a me problem. But I respect your opinion. I respect your view. But England do need to be better. England do need to be better. Defensively, we are at 6s and 7s. John Stones and Konsa does not work. John Stones and Konsa does not work. It showed that tonight on match day 1. Match day 1, and we're letting in 2 goals. That sets alarm bells ringing for the fans, the supporters, and it sets alarm bells ringing in that England team. Why Harry Maguire did not get picked is a question that has got to be asked. Harry Maguire is England's best centre-back. Harry Maguire is England's best centre-back. If you start him with Guehi, we probably have a very, very solid defence. We have a very, very solid defence if you start Maguire and Guehi together. But playing John Stones and Konsa, we are leaking more goals than a sieve, and it's only match day 1. So clearly that tells me we've got a problem in defence. We've got a major, major issue. Because I agree, he missed his aerial ability. The first half was an awful watch, but second half should be what we see through the group stages. Ollie_music. Konsa can't start again, says Oliver. Completely agree. After groups play like this, we will struggle. I agree with that point on the centre-backs. Exactly. We are going to agree. We are going to disagree sometimes, but I respect everybody's opinion. I respect everybody's view. That's what it's about on this community. They scored 2 of their 3 chances, says Josh M. Can he even change the centre-backs now, says Norn? I don't know. I don't know if he can change his centre-backs, but if I'm going into the Ghana game, I'm changing my centre-backs, and I'm changing it straight away. Scott Bennett says, shaky defensively, a better team outscores us, says Scott. Completely agree. Guehi has to start next game, says Oliver. Croatia were robbed, says Luca. Hopefully Stones gets injured so we can get Maguire. We don't want to wish injury on any of our players because we've already lost Livramento. We can't be wishing injury on players. I don't think that's the way we need to pick. I don't think that's the way we need to pick players that need to be in this team. We don't need to wish injury on them. We just need to be better defensively. It's not a hard ask to defend better when you can defend better. Stones is awful though. Thoughts on Rashford, says Brandon. Best team 1, says Tony. Stones can't play anymore. Konsa and Stones were good, I thought, says Luke. So too late to replace now. Can't add new players after the first game. But I think Thomas Tuchel has got to look at it. The defence was a load of crap. It was. The defence was crap. I completely agree. The defence was crap. That's where England have got issues. I've got no problem with O'Reilly at left back, and I've got no problem with Reece James at right back. Those 2 are absolutely fine. But when you've got Stones and Konsa, and we've let in 2 goals already, it does set alarm bells ringing a little bit. If we're going to concede those type of goals, imagine if we have to play Argentina or Spain or Brazil or Germany or France. Could you imagine what those type of teams do against us on the break and on the counter-attack? And when they're attacking us, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? If we play like that we played in the second half, but with Guehi on, we win the whole thing. James might have to replace Stones and Spence at right back. Maguire or Hall had to come in, says Oliver. And get rid of Konsa for Hall. Konsa and Guehi, says Daniel. James might have to replace Stones. I'm not, mate, I can't. Can we please stop spamming in the live chat? Like, I can't. FX_Mo. I can't read that comment, mate. You can't. We aren't discussing that here. It's nothing like that at all. We are just looking at the England perspective for the result. Stones is good to be in the squad, but can't start. Henderson shouldn't be in the squad. I think there's a lot of players in that squad who aren't going to play. There's a lot of players in that squad that are not going to play. Right, I've just said once, I've said it twice, I've said it 3 times. Do you know what? I'm just going to block you. Utterly unbelievable. Utterly unfucking believable. I said once, I said twice, and he's... honestly. Honest to God. Madueke is better than Lamine Yamal. I mean, I respect your opinion. I respect your view, but I don't agree with it. Madueke did have a good first half, though. I will give Madueke a bit of credit. He did have a very, very good first half. He basically got us our opening goal. He basically was creating so many problems, Croatia could not cope. And if you attack Croatia, our attack is very strong, but I'm worried about our defence, says Jack. Yeah, so am I. Absolutely agree. Madueke has to be benched. Saka coming on, change the game, says Oliver. Exactly. Saka and Rashford, says Oliver. Needed to start Guehi, says Matt. Bellingham was incredible though. Exactly. Madueke was selfish. Madueke was too selfish in the ball for me. Could have released it earlier, says Carl. Completely agree. Please drop me a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. I've seen enough. Deduct Everton 10 points. The game's vastly improved when Rashford and Saka came on, but Madueke is still good enough to play, says Ollie_music. There are plenty of positives of England tonight. The second half was a lot better. The second half was miles better. England came out the starting blocks and they attacked. That is the type of England performance that we should expect, not just in the groups, but we expect that type of performance in the second half against the better teams. I don't care who we face. If it's Brazil, Argentina, France, Spain, etc., etc., that's the type of performance that we need to be producing every single game. Not just in the first half, but in the second half as well. The fact we can have Rashford, Saka and Watkins come at the 70 minutes is fantastic. England got absolutely roasted at half-time by Tuchel. I completely agree. I don't know what people see in Madueke, says Dean. Where is Trent Alexander-Arnold? Is he injured? No, Trent did not get called up to the squad. Trent didn't get called up. Stones was rusty and Konza isn't good enough. Get Guehi in that lineup. Again, the main talking points from this game tonight, the subs were absolutely fantastic. Rashford and Saka completely changed that game. The second half was miles better than what the first half was. Yes, the 2 goals we let in were massive defensive errors that will need to be getting worked on. Thomas Tuchel has got to look at that defence. The midfield, I've got no issue with because you've got so many options. Bellingham, Rice, Anderson, Rodgers, Mainu. The midfield is absolutely fine. Even England have got a better midfield than what Manchester United have got. And hello to everybody in the live chat. Drop a follow, tap the screen. We really appreciate it. Saka is one of the best wingers in the world. Bellingham is absolutely unbelievable. Midfield and Saka is the best in the world at the moment. Yeah, I completely agree. They sorted it second half, says Herber. I said in the second game, doesn't be Saka and Rashford were great. They sorted it second half. Our defence shape was bad. Played a 6-4 defence and it didn't work. If you want it to work, play a 4-4-2. Croatia played defence, so Aspro. Inexperienced defence as a whole. Missing experienced leaders in Shaw and Maguire. Rashford should start in the next game, says Wally. It's coming on, says Hong. England have the best 22-team squad in the World Cup. I think England, we're going to learn a lot from this squad. I would change that lineup for Ghana. I would change our lineup for the next game against Ghana. I would dramatically change that England team. Because I do expect to beat Ghana and I expect to beat Panama. But if we're going to make the mistakes we make defensively and we keep with Stones and we keep with Konza, then we are going to have massive problems. At least it's just the group stage. Exactly. England misses a break behind like a Sergio Ramos or a Pepe. But the way England played with freedom and pressed and ran, they played for Tuchel. Please tap the screen. Drop me a follow. Would really appreciate it if you guys are watching. Stones was good. Konza slow on the ball and to react, says Joel. Again, the main talking points again is that defence. John Stones has got plenty of experience, but he picks up so many injuries. And again, we did need Maguire. I think that defence is lacking a leader. I think without Guehi and without Maguire, and I know I'm not Maguire's biggest fan. A lot of people have different opinions about Maguire. Even my family have different opinions about Harry Maguire. You put him in an England shirt, he is a very good player. Put him in a United shirt, it's a completely different story. Pickford needs to stop punching everything, says Red. I really didn't see it, but why was the penalty retaken? Because the Croatia players flooded our box when Kane was taking a penalty. Joel, got to be Guehi and Stones, I think, against Ghana. Reece James is so bad. I don't think Reece James had a bad game. I thought Reece James was actually all right, in fairness. Elliot Anderson will be some player at City, says William. Our weakness is our goalkeeper. Again, I don't think you can blame Jordan Pickford about the 2 England goals. I don't think you can blame Jordan Pickford. I really don't think you can blame Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford obviously gets fingers to the first Croatia goal. He does get fingertips to it. Dylan says Harry Kane for the golden boot. Jordan Henderson was my man of the match, says Wally. Tiki-taka football in our own box is wild, says Team Casp 47. Pickford is a liability. Sometimes he's too inconsistent, says Tommy. I would agree with that. Pickford made a lot of great saves, says Caden. Anderson and Jude, man of the match, says Macduff. Yeah, exactly. No, you can't, but he's not good enough to win a trophy. Panama or Ghana, says Nico. Hello to everybody in live chat. Please drop a follow, tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Saka was unreal when he came on. Opinions on Madueke. Anderson is quality. Yeah, we all know about Elliot Anderson. He's going to go Man City in E. And again, I think Elliot Anderson is come on leaps and bounds this year. Harry Kane needs retirement. What do you think? Who do you think wins, Panama or Ghana? I would take a draw. I think Panama and Ghana draw, I think, would be an excellent result for us going into next week. The Croatia goalkeeper actually carried. Again, I think, to be honest, I think you're going to have to give player of the match to the Croatia goalkeeper. I think that Croatia goalkeeper had an absolute phenomenal performance in that second half. He denied O'Reilly, then he denied Gordon, and then he denied Harry Kane. We could have had 5. We could have had 6 and 7 in that second half. We could have 5. We should have had 6. We should have had 7. He let in 4 goals, mate, says JR. In what world will 2 draws set them up for the knockouts? 6-7, says Scott. Let in 4, by the way. Conceding those goals are so important. Tuchel will know how to fix that defence and stop the mistakes, says Charlie. Again, I agree with that comment. I do agree with that comment. I think you're absolutely right. He was good, but Kane was my man of the match every day. Anson to City and Tonali to Spurs, says Spurs transfer news. I'm going to say the big talking point is that defence. I'm happy with the midfield. I'm happy with that attack. Again, I think everybody's on the same wavelength. That defence is the problem. That England defence is actually the big problem. The defence is a problem because we know Reece James picks up injuries. You've got John Stones and Konza, who I don't think works. O'Reilly, I thought had a good game. I think O'Reilly had a good game in hindsight. I don't think O'Reilly did too bad. Spence was an awful sub, says Alfie. Yeah, could have just kept on trying to score, says Lazy. Maguire should have been there, says Tonks. Kane missed a penalty again. He's not good enough. But he had to retake the penalty because the Croatia players flooded our box while he was taking it. O'Reilly was awful, says RS_Dart. Needed Maguire. We're so back, says MB. There's a long way to go in this World Cup. There is a long way to go in this World Cup, but Thomas Tuchel has got to look at that squad. Do you bring Rashford in for Anthony Gordon? Do you bring Saka in for Madueke? You can't drop Harry Kane. You definitely cannot drop Harry Kane out of this squad. Without Harry Kane, you're not scoring goals. You're not going to score goals. You can't drop Harry Kane. Can Harry stop going back for fuck's sake, says Owen. I'm from the UK, I'm 49 years. I'm not Rubens, I can't read, mate. We're talking about football, bruv. Whoever said Kane is not good enough needs to leave the earth, says LXWSO1. Rashford needs to start, says Alfie. Keeper came off his line, that's why we had a second penalty. Stones was very poor, says Kean. Rashford was brilliant tonight, says Clarkey. Or Saka for Madueke. Harry Kane was quality. Our team is built around him. Bro, it's the first game. We are testing the waters. We will qualify. Exactly. We will qualify from our group. We will qualify from our group. Panama aren't going to be an issue. Ghana aren't going to be an issue. Again, we will qualify out our group. We will qualify from our group. Second half was better. We want to win and we'll top our group by ease as well. We will win our group. I've got no disrespect to Panama, no disrespect to Ghana, but we will win our group. There is going to be no issues by winning our group. We will qualify from our group, we will win our group, and we're going to top our group because we're going to beat Ghana next week, we're going to beat Panama, and we'll be through as group winners. But again, I think we faced the second place team. I think we faced the second place team out of Mexico's group. I'm not 100% if that's correct or not, but we faced the second place group team in their group. And I don't... Hello to Kay. Pickford had a stinker as well. What's wrong with catching the ball? That passing around the back was too much, says Charlie. I completely agree. We are passing the ball way too much round the back. Konza and Guehi should be our starting centre-back pairing. We'll win a great. Who cares about it? We're one of the best teams at the World Cup. Let's see how England are if they play a team like France, Germany and Brazil. Can we just give Richard the Great a big, massive shout-out there? Can we just give Richard the Great a big, massive shout-out? Because he's absolutely right. Are we going to play like this against Brazil? Are we going to play like this against Germany? Are we going to be playing like this against France? Because if we're going to play like this, we will get exposed. We will get exposed massively. We will get exposed massively if we play the way we did inside the first half. But again, the second half was better. The second half was so much better from England. It was full out attack. It was full out attack in that second half. Croatia could not cope. Croatia could not cope in that second half. They couldn't cope. Soon as that third goal went in, the Croatian team absolutely sunk more than a ship. They absolutely sunk soon as that third goal went in. They couldn't cope with our attack in that second half. I'll tell you that for a fact. They could not cope with our attack. Nothing's for sure. Look at the Spain game and they're one for the favourites to win, says Kirsty. Exactly. Again, another great comment. That's another great comment from Kirsty. Nothing for sure. Look at the Spain game and they're one of the favourites to win. Exactly. Exactly. Look at Spain. They couldn't even beat Cap Verde, could they? And that was shocking. And they're meant to be one of the favourites for the tournament. And they couldn't even beat Cap Verde. So that says a lot about Spain. We can't play all-out attack against the big teams, mate. They have players that can counter. And didn't know this was a good result either. Thanks for letting me know, pal. Thank God Henderson was there to give that lads a sorted out at half-time, says Charlie. I understand we need experienced players, but Stones was very shaky, says Kian. Exactly. Please drop me a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Tuchel will set up differently against the better teams. We do need to be better. We do need to be a lot better. You guys are absolutely right. The setup, it does worry me. The setup does worry me as well. I completely agree. The setup of that England team, it does not look comfortable. The attack is absolutely fine, and so is that midfield. They aren't the issues. The issues in that team are the defence. That defence is dodgy more than a dodgy tummy. Honestly, that defence is dodgy. Like, it doesn't look comfortable. It really, really don't. I think it's not just John Stones. I think it's Konza as well. If you look at the 2 goals we let in, it's down to losing the ball at the midfield. But as soon as our defence gets attacked, we are literally at 6s and 7s. We're missing Harry Maguire. I don't know why Thomas Tuchel has got such an agenda against Harry Maguire, but I think we're missing Harry Maguire's leadership at the back. England are a lot more solid with Maguire in that team, in my opinion. It may not be everybody's opinion, but it's my opinion. Obviously, I think we're missing Guehi as well. That was also mentioned inside the second half as well as the first. We look very, very shaky when we've got no Guehi in there. I think we're missing Maguire as well. I honestly think that defence is the big issue. It really, really is the big problem. Please drop me a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. That defence is the big problem. Just going to say hats off to the Croatian goalkeeper for keeping out the onslaught in the second half. But his leadership is also a big attribute. Exactly. That Croatian goalkeeper is very, very good. I would happily sign him as Man United's backup goalkeeper. Like, he had a really, really, really good performance in that second half. He literally had to survive an England onslaught. He literally had to survive an onslaught. It could have been 5. It could have been 6. It could have been 7. We could have easily won that game 5, 6, 7, 2. That Croatia team were there for the second half and England absolutely pounced on it. Spot on. They're Mr. Maguire, says Ryan. Unpopular opinion, Rashford under Carrot could create a title contending team, says Clarkey. I don't think... Oh, what you keep... Can we please stop spamming in the live chat, please? Like, can we please stop spamming? Like, seriously, stop spamming in the live chat, please. Please drop a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Please, please drop those follows. I think Thomas Tuchel's learnt a lot tonight. I hope he's learnt a lot. Like, I really, really hope Thomas Tuchel has learnt a lot from that squad. and that performance. Like, I really, really hope he has, because I would change that defence. I would be bringing in Guehi for Konza. I would give John Stones another chance. Keep Reece James in the team. Keep O'Reilly in that team. Keep Pickford there. Keep the same three-man midfield. Bellingham, Rice and Anderson. As for the front three, I don't know why Barcelona paid nearly 70 to 80 million for Anthony Gordon. That is what I'm not really getting from England. We're sad to see how much Modric has slowed down, says Charlie. Modric has been a phenomenal player. I would have had him at Man United. He's a phenomenal player. Pickford put in more challenges in that back four. Exactly. Again, you guys are absolutely right. We're on the same wavelength. The big problem in that England team is that defence. It is the defence is the big issue in that team. And Thomas Tuchel has got to sort that out. And he's got to sort that out very, very quickly. Against better teams, Guehi, James, Anza and Ross will be important players, stopping balls in behind. Exactly. You've got to get Guehi in there. You've got to keep Anderson. You've got to keep Rice. And you've got to keep James. Mark my word, England will win the World Cup, says Ryan. Do you know what, Ryan? I'm going to hold you to that. And if we do, you'll be an absolute legend. Even though you're a legend already, I'm going to hold you to that. And if we do, that would be some celebration if we win the World Cup. That would be phenomenal. That would be utterly fantastic if England could win that World Cup. It would be brilliant. But let's take one stage at a time. Let's take one game at a time. We can't get too carried away because we know what England are like. We have seen it so many times. We bottled back-to-back European Championship finals against Spain and Italy at Wembley. And also we lost to Spain in the last European final. My prediction was a Spain-England final, but I'm not sure. Well, you've got to look at it. Spain didn't win their opening game. Brazil didn't win their opening game. The Netherlands didn't win their opening game, and nor did Portugal. The only four big teams that have won their games is France, Argentina, Germany and England. They're the only four big teams that have won their opening group stage game. They're the only four that have won their opening game, and they're the big four nations. No Brazil, no Spain, no Portugal, none of the Netherlands. None of them won their game. There is a big opportunity here for England to take advantage of bigger teams' slip-ups. And if we can do that, we are going to be in a very, very good place in this World Cup. But we've got to improve and cut out the mistakes. That's what we're going to learn from England. Cut out the mistakes, stop making those mistakes, and change this team up. Get Konza out, get Guehi in. As for the attack, I'm dropping Anthony Gordon. I don't know why. Honestly, what I can't understand about Anthony Gordon is why Barcelona paid 70 to 80 million for Anthony Gordon. Someone please tell me why Barcelona bought Anthony Gordon over Marcus Rashford. I think Barcelona have probably got egg on their face right now. I don't know if you guys agree, but have Barcelona got egg on their face by paying nearly 70 to 80 million for Anthony Gordon? Because I didn't see nothing from Anthony Gordon. And I don't know what Barcelona have seen in him, but Barcelona clearly have seen a player that they like. But as for an England performance, I didn't see Anthony Gordon I know what a player he can be. I didn't see his top-level performances at Newcastle. He's been put in that England team tonight, and he did nothing from an attacking point of view. Didn't really get at that Croatia back four. And I think if you're bringing anyone in, you've got to bring in Marcus Rashford. I think Marcus Rashford has got to stop, because the fourth goal to win us that game was cut inside the defender and slotted bottom right-hand corner. And again, Rashford has a fantastic season with Barcelona, and Barcelona did not pay the money that we wanted for Rashford. Which is a weird one, because Rashford's gone and scored tonight. He's had a better game than Anthony Gordon, and he's contributed towards the result. So this is what I'm not really getting. You've gone and paid 80 to 70 million for Anthony Gordon. You're basically by the Thomas the Tank Engine character, who's non-fiction, by the way. And Marcus Rashford has shown him up with inside that second half, and it's not really took long. So I don't understand why Barcelona have gone with Anthony Gordon and not Marcus Rashford. As again for the right wing. You're delusional, says Carl Wolster. I'm delusional. Bellingham shouldn't be in the England squad, says Ghost. What? I would love you to elaborate on that. Please tell me why you wouldn't start him, and please tell me why you think I'm delusional. Because Anthony Gordon did fuck all. Madueke had a very, very good first half, but Saka and Rashford changed that game inside the second half. He's so overrated and so average. Okay, I respect your opinion, and I respect your view. Jake Robertson, I did see your comment. I haven't. Sorry, I do apologise. Think we should have brought on Mainu instead of Jed Spence, but hey ho, not complain, we won. Rashford's wages are too high for Barcelona. Yeah, I would agree. Please drop me a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. But Rashford had a better game than Anthony Gordon. Saka had a better second half performance than what Madueke did. You can tell the heat's getting though. Jasmine says, I missed the first 10 minutes. Why were we awarded a penalty? Because Modric fouled Madueke inside the Croatia box. Second Croatia goal was offside, says JS. I tell you what. Do you know what? I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right.
Banana Leclerc.
Madueke only started as Saka. O'Reilly's not tracking his runners. I think we wasn't defensive enough. If it was an accident, but yeah, it was a foul. Madueke was good though, bit unfair to say that. No problem, Jasmine. Please drop me a follow. Tap the screen, would really appreciate. Only thing Jude did was score. He ghosted the entire game. Madueke would have been so much better if he hits early crosses. Madueke was good, bit unfair to say that. Madueke was only starting as Saka's coming back to fitness, says Wes. I would not risk Saka by starting him yet. But I would make changes for the Ghana game. I would make changes for that Ghana game. I wouldn't change the midfield. The midfield is absolutely fine. The midfield's fine. The defence and the attack need to change. The defence and that attack needs to change ASAP. Hate to say it, but Croatia's goalkeeper was good tonight. Obviously not good enough, says Jasmine. Do you know what? Exactly. I'm going to agree with Jasmine on that. She's absolutely right. She is absolutely right. That Croatia goalkeeper is very, very good. That Croatia goalkeeper, even though he's let four goals in hindsight, look at the save from O'Reilly, then look at the save from Anthony Gordon, and then look at the save from Harry Kane. He made 3 saves in like a minute. He made some very good saves in this game. Yeah, we need to so we can find our strongest team. Shocking performance from England for me, to be honest. Win is a win, but shocking defensively, I would agree. Second goal wasn't offside. Can't score with your arm. If it wasn't for Kane, England could have been 2 down at half time. It was a bit of a monster, not going to lie. Great result, says Ernie. Nah, the England goalkeeper was better. Please drop me a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Please drop me those follows. Everybody's welcome on here. We're going to be doing England match reactions for every single game. If we can get to the quarters, the semis, the final, all the group games. Some helmets on here, says Met. Okay. Great performance. I think their second goal was offside. Their keeper was exceptional, says Nick. We needed balance under Southgate. We were better defensive and now better attacking. We need balance. Let Tuchel cook, says Aiden. Pickford needs to catch the ball and stop punching it. The energy spikes from England, I never understand. They explode for 3 minutes and then go to sleep for 10. Exactly. I can never understand that. We start so well and then we fall to sleep. Exactly. You're absolutely right. I'd argue that's England's best attacking performance in 10 years. Defence was questionable, says N. Completely. Could tell you what, Bellingham's goal was fantastic. Kane being that false 9, that play though. Croatia keeper was a hero tonight, but England outclassed them overall. It's coming home this year, says Prince Khan. Tempo link-up play was top, says N. How was Rodgers? Rodgers didn't do much, but he did okay. It was a great game, but hopes you get put out from. Was a great game, but hopes you get put out from Scotland. Fair enough. Was a great. Only thing that needs to change is Konza or Stones for Guehi and Saka for Madueke, but both not fit, says Tom. I would agree. Kane has improved since joining Bayern, but then I think Harry Kane's gone to Bayern Munich, and it shows a lack of ambition in a very, very lack of ambitious league. Because you've basically got Bayern Munich and that's literally it. Has Bro gone full speed for 90 minutes, says Egg. Gordon should have been off at half-time, says Kian. England played amazing, says Marcel. I think Kane will go to Barcelona, says Jake. Please give me a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Tuchel subs were elite today. Great to see a manager make positive changes instead of holding the... Exactly. I would agree with that. I think that's another comment that we can pin. I absolutely agree with you. It's good to see a manager making changes when we need to make changes. He needed to get Gordon off. He needed to get Madueke off. I was surprised Declan Rice got took off, though. That's the only thing I would say. I was surprised Declan Rice got brought off. But again, I'm guessing we're trying to keep fitness levels up and we're trying to prevent injuries or knocks and trying to keep this England team fresh. And obviously, we were going to try and find that fourth goal to kill Croatia off. Does Pickford give anyone else a heart attack because of how far he comes out the box? Do you know what, Kirsty? Yeah, I would agree. Weak and Declan Rice, says Jasmine. Rice was limping, says Kian. Rice had a bit of a knock, I think. There was a few England players at the end that I did notice did seem to be limping a lot and seem to be picking up a few little knocks here and there. That's the only thing that worries me. And it's on the same pitch as well. That's the only thing that worries me. You could see players were hobbling a little bit and you could see them limping. So I'm really, really hoping that those injuries aren't going to be substantial. I kept shouting at the TV of him to get back into his box. Thoughts of Kane, he looked injured. Harry Kane's fine, he got up and he was okay. Got to protect Kane, says Declan. Do you think we will win the World Cup? Right. Do we think we're going to win the World Cup? If we play the way we did in the second half, we can really get at these teams. If we play the way we did in the second half, we can get at these teams. But if we play the way we did in the first half, then absolutely no freaking chance. No. Absolutely not. Good to see the coaching staff calling out for not being good enough at half-time. Exactly. Can we just give Jazer88 a big shout out there? Good to see the coaching staff calling out for what it is. Exactly. That's the type of mentality we need here in this community. We call it how it is on here. We call it how it is. Please drop a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. Please, everyone follow. Everyone's welcome on here. The way England play, they can't keep Morocco at bay. I thought Anson was really good tonight, says Declan. 3 lions on a shirt. Great to see us playing so positively even after going ahead. Max Verstappen, I can't read that comment, mate. I can't understand a word you said. If you can translate it, it'll be great. It's generally baffling how Trent isn't in that team, says Harvey. I got Japan making the semi-final, says Jake. Anything can happen in this World Cup. If Brazil were to go out, and Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, anything can happen. But the only 4 teams that have won their opening game is England, Germany, Argentina. Who's the other team? France, that's it. France. Croatia on top and players are... Right, okay, says Sarah. Definitely on... Right, okay. I don't know what you mean by that comment, SK, but I'm not going to read it. Oh, dear. Morocco will top their group, I think, says Declan. France and Norway, says Jake. Second half performance, it would be possible, but we can't allow the first half performance again. Bellingham carries the team, says Manny. I respect everybody's opinions. I respect everybody's views. That is what it's about on it, and I do respect it. Anything can happen at this World Cup, but if we play the way we did in the second half, and we cut out the mistakes from the first half, and stop letting stupid goals in, then England have got a chance here, but I'm not going to say we're going to win it, because I don't think it's going to happen. The second half was very good. I'm not trying to build everyone's hopes and praise here, but we do need to be better. Just look at that defence and look at that attack. That's the only thing I've got issue with, is that defence and that attack. That's the only thing I personally have got an issue with in that team. Croatia will win the final. Poor first half, can't have that again, especially not against the big boy, says D. Exactly. Please do Locktrons. We need match breaking down during the games. I would do match reactions, but I watch the games with family. We will win if we play for the badge with intent, says Manny. Elliot Anderson was amazing, says Richard. Scotland won their first game. Doesn't matter who it was against, says Michael. Exactly. It's coming home, says Joshua Xerxes, Ballon d'Or 2026. Can this England beat the likes of Germany or France? I don't know, man. I'd love to see it, but it's unlikely, says Jeremiah. No second penalty. That's a team like against a team like France and Argentina will get caught out quick time. Exactly. I would agree. If you put this England team up against France and Argentina, I think England would get sent to the cleaners. On our day, we can beat anyone. Exactly. That's the positivity we like here. On our day, we can beat fucking anyone. But if we're not on our day, then we'll get absolutely creamed more than a custard cream biscuit. And custard cream biscuits are absolutely fantastic, by the way. England won't get anywhere near beating Germany or France. They are strong, but France are unreal. We will sit deeper against bigger teams. How did you find Elise's performance last night? No problem, custard creams. I love custard cream biscuits. They're one of my favourite biscuits. And so are Maryland cookies, by the way. They're also very, very nice. Mass shout out to everybody in the live chat. Please drop me a follow. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. I feel like the Madueke has so much potential, says Manny. Saka and Rashford are good game changers, says Nurseman. Honestly, the attack was amazing, but Bellingham has to drop and let Rashford, Saka, Kane up top. I'm from Croatia, but you played good. We should have played better in the second half, says Carmen. Dip in tea and your... I can't understand that word. I don't want to... And that defence was shocking. Exactly. The defence was shocking. The defence was shocking. We've got more shock in that defence than... I'm trying to compare it to something. We've got more shock than an electric shock from a lightning bolt, from Zeus's bolt. There we go. I had to think of a comparison there. Thanks for the follow, Harry. Yeah, the defence is the big problem. I've got no issue with that midfield. The attack does need tweaks, but it's the defence that mainly needs looking at. Imagine Elise running at Stones. Actually, let's not imagine that. If we've got Elise running at John Stones and Konzo, I would get behind the sofa and just hide every time France go on that attack. Yeah, I'm not... Why is Dots Themes Chill? I can't read those comments, mate. I can't read those comments. We're not here. Harry Kane works hard both in defence and attack, along with Mbappe and Doué as well, says Brandon. Yeah, let's not imagine France attacking that England team. We're going to have big, big problems. Let's not carried away was only the first game, says Harry. Exactly. Let's not get carried away here. This is only the first game of our World Cup. This is only the first game. We cannot get carried away here. We need to take one game at a time, one step at a time. Think it's a case if you score 3, we will score 4. Defence needs a bit tidying, but happy with how we played overall. Let's get carried away. Fuck that, says Ethan. The defence was shaken, but the rest was good. Let's get carried away. It's coming home, baby, says River Jr. It's coming home, says Ethan. I saw Harry in the box stopping shots, says Nurseman. Do you do these live for just England games or do all the matches? I'm going to be going live with every single England game. Do not miss these match reactions. If you want to be part of this community, drop a follow and please tap the screen. We're going to go live at all the England games for the match reactions. We're also going to be doing, if we get like France against Germany or Spain against Brazil or Spain, Portugal or Argentina, France, we will go live for those as well. Because I'm really looking forward to see if any of those teams can play each other. We'll go live and do those match reactions. But I mainly do England and I mainly do Manchester United as well because I am a Manchester United fan. And I go live for the match reactions of Man United and England, especially for it's World Cup year. You cannot not go live for the World Cup. It would be a miss not to. I think it should be Kane, Rashi, left wing, Rodgers, right wing, Bellingham, Rice and Ansel. I want Mainu in there but won't get in there. I'm Japanese, but I really like the England squad. Is that bad? No, not at all. The England squad looks very, very strong. Love your live, says Harry. Appreciate that, Harry. Legend, mate. Bellingham should go attack more because there's only one who can keep that type of football for time. When's the next England game? I'm a Man United fan as well, but haven't kept up with the Prem League since I was a teen. Well, everybody's welcome on here. Everybody's welcome on here. No matter what football team or what football club you support, everybody's welcome here. This is a community where everyone can be open and honest with each other, and it's a community that is always here to support one another on here. And if anyone ever needs a chat, a message, or a DM, just, pop up. Please pop up. And please, obviously, drop me a follow as well. And obviously, please tap the screen. The more followers, the better this community becomes. I think Kane should be dropped due to lack of versatility up front. Ivan Toney should be given a go, says Dylan. We might change our game plan. We might change things up if we win against Ghana on Tuesday, because we've got Panama in our last group game. So we might change things up for Panama. But I think Thomas Tuchel is going to mainly look at that defence and maybe change that attack. Because I think Rashford's got to come in. I think Rashford comes in for Anthony Gordon. I think Saka comes in for Madueke. And then they come on in the second half against Ghana. I want to see some changes because I'm not comfortable with that back four. I'm not comfortable. It doesn't sit pretty with me watching the way our defence gets attacked. Because the 2 goals we concede are very, very poor. Isaac says it was a cracking ball from Rashford. Spain will exit the tournament early, says Brandon. Brandon's calling it early already. You reckon Spain are going to go out? Brandon's calling it already, and I like that positivity. Leave Madueke. He's a confidence player and needs time. Agree with Rashford, says official man's scathe. We need Maguire, says Manny. You know what England need is a new goalkeeper. Think Saka will start against Ghana, but want to see Rodgers wide right. Again, you could put Rodgers on the left. You could put Rodgers on the right. You could put Rodgers in the number 10. You could play Bellingham and Rice, or Bellingham and Anderson. Then you could put Rashford on the left, Saka on the right, Harry Kane down the middle. There's plenty of options England's got. England have got a very, very strong squad here. We've got a strong group of players. It's just a defence that is weak. Why didn't Mainu play? We have got Mainu as well. Mainu needs to play in this team. If Mainu doesn't play in this tournament, it's an absolute disgrace. If we play out for the rest of the tournament, we've got a really good chance, says Jasmine. Exactly. Like, Jasmine, you've been so positive that you come on this stream. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Really do appreciate the support. I appreciate all your guys' support. If you haven't dropped a follow, please drop a follow and tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. And thank you for the rose, Alan. Appreciate it, mate. Who are you swapping out for Mainu, who says Sam? I don't know. Are you going to drop Anderson? Are you going to drop Bellingham? Are you going to drop Rice? I don't know. You sound like Mark, says Kian. I'm taking that as a compliment, mate. Attack-wise, we are golden, says Jay Hartnell. I hope I pronounced that right, but that defence is worrying. Mainey should have replaced Rice. Yeah, I mean, again, like, there's so many options that we've got in this team. There are so many options we've got. You're welcome. We've got to be supportive and positive. It brings everyone together. Exactly. I completely agree with you, Jasmine Jones. I completely agree. Completely. We've got to be positive on it. Kane is the best, says the King. Rice is not that good, says Harry. England, I think personally, our squad is probably up there with France and Argentina's. That might be a big call. But I think our squad strength is up there with France. It's up there with Argentina. Again, it's just a defence that worries me. That's the only thing. Yeah, the problem is the defence. Exactly. The defence is the problem in this team. Rice did not play that great. Jasmine says Rice did good tonight. Harry says Rice did not play that great. Everybody's opinions and views get respected. Please, everybody, drop a follow. We are 51 followers away from 5,700. So please drop those follows. Rice had a good game. What are you talking about? Says my view. We need to sort that defence out if we want to win the World Cup. That's the only problem. Thank you for all the follows, by the way. Rice was class, sorry. We need to sort that defence out if we want to win the World Cup. That's the only problem. Kane was everywhere, high stamina. If you take Harry Kane out this team, we are absolutely screwed. We won't pass the round of 32, says Joe. Who's your first pick for the back four? If Maguire was on there, I'd be playing Maguire and Guehi. If Maguire was at this World Cup, it's Maguire and Guehi all day long. We are a better team defensively if Harry Maguire's in that back four. I'm starting Guehi against Ghana. I'm going to give Stones another chance. Keep Reece James in there. Keep O'Reilly in there. Same midfield three. But the attack, I would go with Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford and Saka. That would be my team for Tuesday. That would be my team. It might not be your guys' team, but that is what I would do just to change things up a little bit. I do miss Harry Maguire until Harry Kane whacked it into the net with his head. Exactly. Agree, says Joe Barker. My team as well, says Jay Hartnell. No Scotland, no party, says Red Rooster Blue. Jude Bro's too good, says Caleb. I agree, pal. Ball knowledge, says Cam. Gareth would have picked Foden, says Seb. Yeah, exactly. Guehi needs to start over Stones, says Oscar. Please drop me a follow, tap the screen, would really appreciate it. We've got off to a winning start. That is the main thing we need to take from this game. We have got off to a winning start. We've got none bullshit channel. Love it, says Jay Hart now. Do you know what? You guys are making me well up. You guys have been so supportive tonight. I really do. What? My gifting's been suspended. My live visibility's been restricted. Oh my god, TikTok. What are you talking? Guehi and Stone should be our start and not Konza. Good attacking wisely, but shake at the back. Have you been What the hell? Dave, like, honestly. Jesus Christ. Honestly. Well, guys, if some of you don't want to watch, you guys don't have to watch it. Honestly, what's wrong with people? Honest to God, I hate when people come into the live chat and do that. Do you guys ever get it on your lives? You get people that have to come in and ruin it for everyone else. Do you guys get it, or is it just me? You get sly little people who make sly little comments, and they come in and ruin it for everybody. Honestly, what is wrong with society? Jesus Christ, bloody, what's wrong with people? Jesus. Not ruin, let's carry on. Mate, just talk about the game, don't worry about it, says Sammy. Yeah, exactly. We have to carry on about talking about the game. It's a winning start. It's 3 points from 3. We're top of our group. We play Ghana on Tuesday night. It's a 9 o'clock kickoff next Tuesday, I think. We love the channel, bro. Wish you could do watch-alongs, try and grow the community. We might try and do some watch-alongs, but it's hard to try and fit them in. England fans singing Wonderwall was heartwarming. 4,000 fans that loud. Perfect. Thoughts on Madueke? I'm biased, but I think he was solid. Madueke had a good first half, but I think second half did fall asleep a little bit. But Scotland will win the cup, says Harry. Imagine if it's an England-Scotland final. I thought we were playing Panama next. I'm actually checking this. This is where I've got the England games wrong. No, we're definitely playing Ghana on Tuesday night, and then we play Panama on... We play Panama on Saturday evening at 10 o'clock. No, yeah, 10 o'clock. We're playing Ghana Tuesday and then Panama next Saturday. I thought we were playing Panama next. We're playing Ghana Tuesday and then we're playing Panama, not this weekend, but next Saturday. What club team do you support? I'm a Man United fan. Man United picture in the background there. Man United flag behind me. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Modric plays shit, says Brandon. Well, you know, players don't last forever in football. But yeah, we're off to a winning start. It's 3 points from 3. We're top of our group. Ghana are playing Panama as we speak. So I'm going to love you and leave you guys there for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to our first FIFA World Cup match reaction. We will be doing more lives, more match reactions from the World Cup, especially England. But also, we'll also be doing some match reactions if any of the big teams get drawn against each other in the latter stages of this World Cup. So make sure you guys tune in by dropping those follows, tapping the screen. Everybody's welcome on here. England 4, Croatia 2. We're off to a flying start in this World Cup. Plenty of positives, but a few negative. Plenty of improvement that's needed. But England hopefully will pick this up. And hopefully we only get bigger and better for here. And let's see how far England can go. Let's see how far England can go in this World Cup. But it's match day 1 of the group stage. England 4, Croatia 2. Your full-time match reaction has been with me on this Thursday morning, because it is now Thursday morning in the UK. So good morning, afternoon, evening to everybody across the globe. Please drop a follow, tap the screen. We will be back for the England game next Tuesday night with the match reaction against Ghana. We will be back Tuesday night. Make sure you tune in by dropping those follows, tapping the screen, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. I'm now going to go and watch Ghana and Panama. A draw would be a good result for us because we go into Tuesday against Ghana. So I'm going to go and watch the rest of the World Cup because I haven't missed one game yet. So I'm trying to keep my 100% record up. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend as well. Please stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. please remember to drop those follows, tap the screen. England 4, Croatia 2. England are off to a flying start in this World Cup. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.